Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. We're always on the lookout for those smart investment opportunities. And today, we're going to be looking at Rosa Holdings.
Okay.
They're making some real waves in the real estate world.
Yeah.
They trade on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol LRHC.
Their growth has been pretty remarkable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they just announced preliminary revenue for fiscal year 2024.
Okay.
And it's a pretty stunning $65 million,
Wow.
which is a 104% increase year over year.
That's seriously impressive. What is driving that kind of growth?
Well, the CEO, Joe LaRosa, says it's a combination of things.
Okay.
They've been strategically acquiring real estate brokerage franchisees.
Okay.
And also seeing a big jump in the number of agents working under the Rosa Holdings umbrella.
So consolidating and expanding their network.
Right.
Makes sense.
In a competitive market like real estate, that sounds like a pretty smart move.
Yeah, it does.
But investing is all about understanding the full picture.
Right.
So how is LRHC stock performing right now?
Yeah, that's the big question. How is it doing?
That's where things get a little more interesting.
Okay.
LRHC is currently trading at 40 cents and 85 mils.
Okay.
Down 7.621% from the previous close.
Okay.
And more importantly, it's significantly lower than its 52-week high of $5.50.
Yeah.
It's actually trading pretty close to its 52-week low of 35 cents and 92 mils.
That is a steep drop from its high.
Right.
So how should I, as someone who is interested in potentially investing,
Yeah.
how should I interpret this in relation to their impressive revenue growth?
Well, it's a good question, and it highlights the volatile nature of LRHC stock.
Okay.
It's known to swing pretty dramatically. To understand this better,
Yeah.
let's look at some key financial metrics.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
What numbers should we be paying attention to?
Well, their market cap is currently at $8,740,698. Their price-to-earnings ratio, or PE ratio, is negative 0.24.
Okay.
And their earnings per share, or EPS, is negative $1.68.
A negative PE ratio.
Yeah.
So even with that incredible revenue growth, they're not actually turning a profit.
Exactly. That's definitely a point to consider
Yeah, for sure.
to get a feel for the stock's movement.
Okay.
We can also look at the moving averages.
Okay.
The 50-day moving average is 68 cents and 36 mils, while the 200-day moving average sits at $1.05 and 14 mils.
Now, you mentioned LRHC being volatile.
Yeah.
What do the technical indicators tell us about where it might be headed in the short term?
Well, several technical indicators are currently giving a sell recommendation.
Okay.
The stock is trending downwards, trading below its major moving averages.
Okay.
The high trading volume accompanying this decline suggests strong selling pressure.
So not exactly a rosy picture from a technical standpoint.
Not entirely.
Okay.
While the overall trend is bearish.
There are a few signals suggesting a potential short-term bounce.
Okay.
For example, the Relative Strength Index, or RSI,
Oh.
is nearing what's called oversold territory.
Oh, okay.
Think of it like a sale at your favorite store.
Okay.
It could be a good time to buy,
Yeah.
but you still need to consider if the item is something you need.
Interesting analogy.
Yeah.
So even though the general trend is down, there's a chance LRHC might see some upward movement soon.
Yeah.
What else is pointing to that possibility?
In addition to the RSI, the moving average convergence, divergence, or MACD, is giving a slight buy signal.
Okay.
Basically, it's suggesting that the downward momentum might be slowing down.
Okay.
Kind of like a car easing up on the brakes before coming to a full stop.
Got it.
But again,
Yeah.
these are short-term signals and long-term concerns still remain.
Got it. So we've got some mixed signals here, potential for a bounce, but the overall trend is still down.
Right.
Now, I'd love to hear about Rosa Holdings' plans for the future. What's next for them? Well, they have some ambitious expansion plans.
Okay.
In the first quarter of 2025, they're aiming to acquire another real estate brokerage firm.
Interesting. Tell me about this firm they're looking to acquire.
It generated $19 million in revenue in 2023 and has over 950 agents operating across multiple states.
Wow. That sounds like it could significantly increase Rosa Holdings' market presence.
Yeah.
Anything else on their agenda?
Well, their expansion strategy involves moving into new states, acquiring more brokerage firms, growing their agent count, and enhancing their technology platform.
It sounds like they're really going all in on growth.
Right.
But as investors, we always need to consider the risks.
Exactly.
What should we be weighing when we look at LRHC?
You're right. We need to balance their growth potential with the inherent risks.
Okay.
On one hand, you've got this impressive revenue growth and aggressive expansion strategy.
But on the other?
On the other hand, you have the stock's volatility.
Right.
LRHC has shown it can swing wildly, and not every investor is comfortable with that.
Right.
And we can't forget about the fact that LRHC isn't currently profitable.
Yeah.
That negative PE ratio and EPS are red flags that can't be ignored.
Yeah, no kidding.
It suggests that while they're growing, they haven't figured out how to consistently turn a profit.
So it seems like LRHC is a bit of a puzzle. Explosive growth, but also some significant questions.
Yeah.
What other crucial factors should potential investors consider?
Well, we can't talk about a real estate company's prospects without considering the overall health of the real estate market itself.
That's a great point. The market is constantly changing,
Yeah.
and that can impact LRHC regardless of their strategy.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the key things investors should be looking at when it comes to the real estate market?
It's important to remember that the real estate market is cyclical, meaning it goes through periods of boom and bust.
Yeah.
Right now, it's hard to say for certain which direction the market is heading. Some experts believe we're due for a correction, while others remain optimistic about the long-term prospects.
So there's a level of uncertainty there,
Right.
which adds another layer of complexity when evaluating LRHC.
Yeah.
What does this mean for investors who are considering LRHC,
Wow.
particularly those who are comfortable with a bit of risk?
It underscores the importance of thoroughly understanding your own risk tolerance.
Okay.
Investing in a company like Rosa Holdings, operating in a volatile market and not yet profitable,
Yeah.
means accepting a certain level of risk.
Right.
It's not necessarily suitable for every investor.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So for those who are comfortable with the risk and find the growth story compelling,
Right.
what are some key areas they should investigate when researching LRHC?
I always recommend looking beyond just the revenue figures.
Okay.
Dig into their acquisition strategy.
Okay.
Are they acquiring companies that are profitable?
Okay.
Are they paying a fair price for these acquisitions? Understanding their acquisition strategy gives you a better picture of their financial health.
That's a great tip. Growing by acquiring other companies is one thing, but it needs to be done in a financially sound way.
Yeah.
What else should we be looking at?
Another crucial area is their agent network.
Okay.
Their growth has been partly driven by an increase in their agent count.
Mm.
But how satisfied are these agents?
Yeah.
What kind of support does Rosa Holdings provide them?
All right.
Remember, agents are the lifeblood of any real estate company.
For sure.
A strong, motivated agent network can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Are there any other red flags or green flags that potential investors should keep an eye out for?
I would also look closely at their technology investments.
Okay.
LRHC claims to be a technology-driven company.
Mm-hmm.
Are they investing in the right technologies?
Right.
Are they keeping up with the latest industry trends?
Yeah.
Technology can be a major differentiator in real estate.
Uh-huh.
So it's important to assess how effectively LRHC is leveraging it.
You know, as you're talking about technology, it makes me think about the growing role of virtual and augmented reality in real estate.
Yeah.
There seems to be a huge opportunity for companies to use these technologies to enhance the client experience, offer virtual tours, and streamline the home buying process.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Rosa Holdings is exploring these types of innovations.
That's a fantastic observation. The real estate industry is ripe for disruption, and companies that embrace technological advancements are likely to have a competitive edge.
Right.
It would be worth looking into whether LRHC is at the forefront of these trends.
So to recap, when evaluating Rosa Holdings,
Yeah.
it's not just about the revenue growth. It's about understanding the whole picture.
Right.
Their financial health, their acquisition strategy, their agent network, their technology investments, and their position within the broader real estate market.
Exactly. And remember, all investments come with risks.
Right.
The key is to understand those risks, assess your own risk tolerance, and make informed decisions based on solid research and analysis.
Well said. We often hear the phrase, invest in what you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's equally important to invest in what you've thoroughly researched and understood,
Right.
even if it's a company or industry you're not initially familiar with.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to make smart investment choices.
It's speaking of knowledge. I think it's time to turn our attention to a crucial aspect of Rosa Holdings that we haven't yet touched on. The management team
Okay.
behind every successful company is a strong leadership team. So in part 2 of our discussion, let's take a closer look at the people calling the shots at La Rosa Holdings.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back after a short break.
See you in part 2.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast.
So before the break, we were just discussing how important it is to look at the overall real estate market.
Yeah.
Try to understand a company like LRHC.
And that leads to an important point.
Okay.
As we said, the real estate market is cyclical. It has its ups and downs. Right now, it's tough to say definitively where things are heading.
Okay.
Some experts think we're in for a correction, while others are still bullish about the long term.
So it sounds like there's some real uncertainty in the market
Yeah.
that makes investing in a real estate company like LRHC even more challenging.
Absolutely.
A market downturn could really impact them no matter how good their strategy is.
And this is where understanding your risk tolerance becomes even more critical.
Okay.
Investing in a company like La Rosa Holdings, which isn't yet profitable
Right.
and is operating in a volatile market,
Yeah.
requires a certain comfort level with risk.
Yeah.
It's not the right fit for every investor.
That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
So for those listeners who are okay with a bit of risk
Yeah.
and are intrigued by LRHC's growth,
Right.
what are some things they should be digging into?
Don't just focus on the revenue numbers.
Okay.
Take a close look at their acquisition strategy.
Okay.
Are they acquiring companies that are already profitable? Are they getting a good deal, or are they overpaying?
Right.
Understanding how they approach acquisitions can give you real insight into their overall financial health.
That's a really good point. It's one thing to grow by buying up other companies, but it has to be done strategically and make financial sense.
Yeah.
What else should investors be paying attention to?
Their agent network is another crucial area.
Okay.
We talked earlier about how a large part of their growth has come from increasing the number of agents they have.
Uh-huh.
But are those agents happy?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What kind of support does La Rosa Holdings give them?
Right.
Agents are the heart of any real estate company.
For sure.
So a strong, motivated network of agents can make or break their success.
You're right. A company can have the best technology and the most innovative strategy.
Right.
But if their agents aren't happy and productive, it's not going to matter much.
Exactly.
Anything else that stands out as a potential red flag or green flag?
Take a look at their technology investments. LRHC presents itself as a tech-driven company.
Right.
Are they investing in the right areas?
Mhm.
Are they keeping up with the latest trends in the industry?
Yeah.
Technology is a major factor in real estate these days.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's important to assess how effectively they're using it.
You know, you mentioning technology reminds me of all the buzz around virtual and augmented reality in real estate.
Yeah.
Seems like there's so much potential there for companies to create a better experience for clients, offer virtual tours, and even streamline the whole buying and selling process.
Right.
Do you think LRHC is exploring those types of innovations?
It's certainly a trend worth watching.
Yeah.
The real estate industry is ripe for disruption.
Yeah, I think so.
And companies that embrace new technologies like virtual and augmented reality are likely to have an advantage.
Right.
It would definitely be worthwhile to see if LRHC is on the leading edge of that trend.
So to sum up, when we're looking at a company like La Rosa Holdings,
Yeah.
we can't just look at the revenue growth.
Yeah.
It's about digging deeper into their financials, their acquisition strategy,
Right.
their agent network, their technology,
Mhm.
and how all of that fits into the bigger picture of the real estate market.
Exactly. And remember, every investment carries some level of risk.
Right.
The important thing is to understand those risks. Be honest about your own risk tolerance and make informed decisions based on solid research and analysis.
I like how you put that. We often hear invest in what you know,
Yeah.
but I think it's just as important to invest in what you've taken the time to research and understand,
Right.
even if it's a company or industry you weren't familiar with before.
I agree completely. The more knowledge you have,
Yeah,
the better equipped you are to make smart decisions with your investments.
well said. And speaking of knowledge, we need to talk about another crucial part of La Rosa Holdings that we haven't covered yet,
Okay.
their management team.
Right.
Every successful company has strong leadership, and understanding the people at the helm is vital when evaluating an investment. So after a short break, let's dive into the key players leading La Rosa Holdings.
Looking forward to it. See you in part 3.
Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We've been digging into La Rosa Holdings,
Yeah.
exploring their impressive growth, their ambitious plans, and of course the whole real estate landscape.
Right.
But now it's time to kind of shift gears a little bit and focus on the people
Yeah.
leading this company.
You're right. Behind every successful company, there's a strong leadership team. So let's let's take a closer look at the folks calling the shots over there.
Yeah, and leading the charge, of course, is CEO Joe LaRosa.
Right.
From what I've read, he's pretty seasoned
Yeah.
real estate professional.
Yeah. Seems to have a strong track record of
Yep.
building successful businesses.
What else can you tell us about him?
Well, he's known for his entrepreneurial spirit,
Okay.
aggressive growth strategies, and a real focus on empowering his agents.
It's interesting how that aligns with what we were talking about earlier, about how important it is to have
Right.
a motivated agent network.
A strong agent network.
Yeah. What's his take on LaRosa Holdings' overall direction?
Well, from his public statements,
All right.
he appears very confident
Good.
in their business model
Mm-hmm.
and its potential to kind of disrupt the traditional real estate industry.
Interesting.
He sees technology as a key driver of growth and efficiency,
That makes sense.
which makes sense given their ambitious expansion plans.
Yeah, for sure.
So
So we've got a CEO with a clear vision
right.
and, deep industry knowledge.
Yeah.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
But what about the rest of the management team?
Right.
Do they have the experience and skills to execute this ambitious growth strategy?
That's where things get a little less clear.
Okay.
While Joe LaRosa has a solid reputation,
Yeah.
there's not much publicly available information about the other executives.
Oh, really?
Their website has some basic bios,
Okay.
but it's hard to assess their experience and past successes.
So there's a bit of a blind spot there?
Right.
When it comes to the broader leadership team.
Yeah.
That's definitely something potential investors should be aware of.
Definitely.
You want to know who's steering the ship right,
Exact.
and if they're capable of navigating those challenges.
Absolutely.
Speaking of intangible factors,
Yeah.
what about company culture?
Okay.
We've discussed financials, growth strategy, leadership.
Right.
But what's the work environment like over at LaRosa Holdings? Do employees feel valued,
Yeah.
motivated?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a culture that encourages innovation
Right.
and collaboration?
Those are great questions.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, those can be difficult to answer
Yeah.
from the outside looking in.
Right?
Employee reviews on sites like Glassdoor can offer some insights,
Mm-hmm.
but those should always be taken with a grain of salt.
True. Company culture is often a bit of a mystery unless you've actually worked there.
Yeah.
But it's something to consider because a positive company culture can be a good indicator of a well-run organization.
Definitely. A healthy company culture can lead to happier employees,
Yeah.
lower turnover, and ultimately better results for the business.
So as we wrap up our analysis of LaRosa Holdings,
Okay.
we've examined their impressive growth,
Right.
ambitious expansion plans,
Yeah.
financial performance, the
Mhm.
key players at the helm.
Right.
It's a fascinating case study
It really is.
with a lot of moving parts.
They present a compelling growth story, but with some inherent risks.
Yeah.
The company isn't profitable yet. The stock is quite volatile.
Uh-huh.
And there are questions about the depth of experience on the management team,
Yeah, beyond the CEO.
beyond the CEO. However, their aggressive expansion, their focus on technology, and their commitment to empowering agents
Right.
could set them up for success
Yeah.
in this evolving real estate market.
It's a classic risk versus reward scenario.
Exactly.
LaRosa Holdings has a lot of potential,
Yeah.
but potential doesn't guarantee profits.
No, it does not.
It'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds in the next few years.
Absolutely. And for anyone considering investing in LaRosa Holdings, thorough research is essential.
Yeah.
You need to understand your risk tolerance and maintain a healthy level of skepticism.
Right.
Don't let the excitement of rapid growth overshadow the potential downsides.
That's sound advice as always.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
from financial metrics to technical analysis to company culture and leadership.
Yeah.
It's all part of building a comprehensive picture before making any investment decisions.
Exactly. Informed investors make better decisions.
Right.
And that's what Investing Talk podcast is all about.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Equipping you with the knowledge and insights you need to navigate the world of investing.
That concludes our look into LaRosa Holdings.
All right.
I hope you found this discussion helpful in evaluating this intriguing company.
Yeah.
As always, we encourage you to subscribe to Investing Talk podcast.
Right.
Share this episode with your network and leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts on LaRosa Holdings.
Yeah.
Until next time, happy investing.